place, and what a place just to sit and reflect after another big day's play. And it's a stunning venue, stunning. It really is very similar to a lot of grounds in New Zealand, particularly Queenstown, with the remarkable mountains in the background in Queenstown. I mean, these mountains are remarkable too. It's just beautiful, and look, the weather's perfect up here. It's just a little bit cooler than Peshawar and Islamabad, but still beautiful clear skies. It's a stunning ground, it really is. It's the third time I've been here. I came here for a KPK camp back in, I think, 21, 22, and I was blown away. I thought, wow, you know, grounds like this in Pakistan. There's talent everywhere in Pakistan, you know, and that's one thing that Pakistan do not have an issue with. And in fact, I think Pakistan cricket, you know, they don't realise how lucky they are, because in Australia and New Zealand, for example, and many other countries around the world, they spend millions on game development. You know, trying to get young boys and girls into the game, going into schools and spending lots of money doing that. But as you know, the game is developed over the back here, you know, in the streets, and talent is everywhere in Pakistan. And it's a super privilege to be part of the Kingsman family. And this is my second year looking after the academy team. And these young men are just super skilled. They're so eager to get better. So that's, you know, a real pleasure to coach them. And yeah, they're a great bunch. And look, they're playing some good cricket. So it's been a really enjoyable 6 weeks coming out of the PSL. And yeah, very different PSL to coming to Grade 2. But I love it, and I just love you know, giving my time and giving my as much knowledge as I can to my fellow coaches and these players nicely. And he's scoring well, scoring heavily in this tournament, but he's one of many in that group that I think are going in the right direction. And from my point of view, you know, I've said to them bluntly that I'm not here to coach them to be good Grade 2 players. I'm here to coach them to be international superstars. I don't want them just to play for Pakistan. Everyone has that dream, or a lot of people have that dream of playing for Pakistan, which is fantastic. But I want them to have a dream of winning games of cricket for Pakistan, being successful on the international stage. And I think, you know, there's a whole, you know, there's a good chunk of those boys there who have that potential, and they're responding really well. You know, it's not that we're arrogant about or getting ahead of ourselves. I just want them to play above their station, you know, and they are. You know, in the 5 games that we've had so far, you know, they've excelled, and they are playing a level above, you know, this competition, and that's why I guess we're leading the competition. But you know, there's a long way to go in this competition, and they have a long way to go as well in terms of their skill development. Yeah, look, Kingsman is moving forward rapidly, and yeah, it's exciting to be part of the Kingsman family now. I've been working with Kingsman full time for a little over a year, you know, about 15 months, I guess, and really enjoying the ethos that Fawad encourages within the group. You know, I think Kingsman generally is a brand that really cares for its people, and it's people first. And we want to play some dynamic cricket, and sure, yeah, we want to win. We want to play winning cricket. That's, you know, we strategize to do that, but it's kind of how we go about it as well. And I think you saw in the PSL that Kingsman just brought some life to that competition. This team, and try and earn that right by, you know, one of the teams making the final would be fantastic. So, you know, we've got a couple of you know, really important games coming up to try and achieve that goal. But I think with, you know, what you've seen with Hyderabad Kingsman, you're also seeing Jamaica Kingsman, you know, coming to the fore now and bringing cricket back to Jamaica and the Caribbean after 7 years in the US. They're a skilled bunch of cricketers, and a number of them now are playing for America as well. And we took a team out of America for the first time last year and took them down to Darwin to compete against all the Big Bash teams. Bangladesh A was there, Nepal was there, Pakistan A, and Kingsman, and it was a fantastic opportunity. And that's just sort of a flavour of where Far Wide and the executive want to take Kingsman. You know, we want to don't want it just to be a US brand. We want it to be a global brand. And I think what we've done in the PSL and what we're continuing to do here in Grade 2, and the mission we have of trying to piece together the pathway, if you like, you know, to allow young boys and girls in Pakistan to aspire. Wow, I want to be, I want to play for Kingsman, and how do I do that? Well, okay, hopefully we can still have an academy team. Hopefully we can have a first-class team in the future. Hopefully, obviously we've got a competitive PSL team. There's Jamaica now, and there's also the US. So there's a number of opportunities for youngsters to be part of Kingsman. But I think, I don't want to speak for Fawad, but I'm sure that he would agree that, one of our biggest missions is to try and get these young men and in the future young ladies to, play and perform and win games of cricket for Pakistan. That is dear to our hearts in terms of assisting, being almost like an academy to Pakistan to really properly develop these players so that they're ready to win games. The only player that I remember is Ramiz Raja.
Okay.
My first wicket.
Commentary maestro. How about Wasim? Did you face him?
Yeah, my first ball was against Wasim, and I think Deepak Patel was at the other end. And Wasim was coming around the wicket at that stage, and the ball was, maybe 30, 40 overs old. And Deepak said, he's just shaping away a little bit. Okay, no problem. So I took centre, took my guard, and Wasim, come from behind the umpire, jumps out as he does, and he fired it in towards the leg stump. And just in my mind, I was thinking, I'm going to get off the mark first ball here. So just shaped to turn it through leg side, and then next thing it just swung away, missed the stumps, and into.
Was he a magician?
Yeah,
was he a magician?
Well, he was. Yeah, he was. They had a little bit of help back then. In 1990, there was a little bit of help on the ball, I think. But it was a memorable time, and we had a wonderful young squad because the Black Caps at that stage were in changing of the guard. John Wright and Bruce Edgar and John Bracewell, Richard Hadley had just sort of moved on, and there was a new young crew coming through, and it was it was a baptism of fire, really. Coming into Pakistan, not having been here before. But it was fantastic memories, and particularly my ODI debut was in Peshawar, actually up the road, where we're playing our next game, and that was a special occasion. And
indeed it was.
There were some crazy things that happened in that game that I'd never seen since or before or since. And number one, when I was batting, the old Peshawar ground was a coliseum, like concrete stands, and the side screens were the black painted stands, of course. But when New Zealand were batting, there was people everywhere, so there was no side screen, so there was only mirrors. And
that was kind of hard to deal with.
That was fun. And then halfway through the game, the crowd was just so excitable. I think they were just loving having cricket in Peshawar. It wasn't hostile. We didn't feel hostile, but there was a few limes and potatoes that were thrown at players. And Martin Crowe decided to take the team off the ground. And we were in the dressing room, and Intikab Alam was the manager then. And Javed Miandad came into our dressing room, and they said, "Oh, Martin, if you don't take the team back on, it's going to be difficult to get out of Peshawar here." So we went back on, but we fielded, with the boys were fielding 30. Chota. A little bit. I've been working in Pakistan since 2018, and it's been a real privilege in various roles. So I probably should know a bit more Urdu than I do, but I'm picking up a little bit, but I don't let on to the boys. I know that they think I can't understand, but I'm starting to understand a little bit. Just get better every day. I think that's my. It was my philosophy as a player, and I think I don't really have a fixed coaching philosophy because of that fact that I always feel that I'm going to be a better coach tomorrow for the experiences I've had today. And I'm a lifelong learner, and I love to read, and I love to talk coaching, and I love to empower people as well, because when you empower people, you learn things yourself. You know, oh wow, I wouldn't have done it that way, or maybe I would have, consider using that language in the future, or that was a nice way that you work with that player. So I'm always learning. So I think if you only allow me one, then I think it's just be better every day. Just enjoy the game. I think number one, just develop that passion. Don't do it because anyone else is asking you to be a cricketer or expecting you to be a cricketer. You've got to do it because it is in here. It's got to be a passion, and never give up, because I think in Pakistan it's difficult, compared to New Zealand. We have 5 million people.
Yeah, exactly.
Pakistan has 240 million people. It's not easy to get through to the top and play for Pakistan, but it can happen. And you just go through the stages. This is a wonderful breeding ground. The Grade 2 President's Trophy, and then you go to Grade 1, you play first class, and it just comes down to performance. It's you can do whatever you like in the nets, but it's out there that counts. So if you perform in the middle, then hopefully merit will take its course, and your pathway will be destined towards playing for Pakistan. And never give up on the dream, and just keep holding the dream. That would be my message. Shukriya.
Thank you.
Dera manana. Yeah, bahut shukriya for the opportunity to chat to you and in these parts. Dera manana, and Allah Hafiz.